James, and today I'm going to be talking about my favorite performances from 2018. The Oscars are this weekend. I won't be watching because I have stuff to do that night, but I find that it's a good kind of deadline for me to just get these videos out. There's still a bunch of stuff on my watch list, but I gotta accept that I'm just not gonna get to it. And that maybe this is a good time to release these videos anyway, because it's on people's minds. Same with last year, these will be spoiler free, so share with all your friends, watch without worry. And I'm formatting it the same as last year. 4 categories, supporting and lead, actor and actress. I have a couple of honorable mentions for each, and then I have a top 5 in order, with 1 being my favorite. So without further ado, let's get started with my favorite supporting actresses of 2018. Some honorable mentions. This is a rather slim category for me this year. Marina de Tavira for Roma. She has some nice moments in here. She's not in a whole hell of a lot of it, but she's very refined and quite lovely. Riley Keough in Hold the Dark. If you're a fan of the channel, you know I have a huge talent crush on Riley Keough. She's fantastic in this film. And Margot Robbie for Mary Queen of Scots. The acting is the best part about Mary Queen of Scots, and Margot Robbie is very good. So my top 5 now. Number 5 is Tilda Swinton in Suspiria. I recorded a review of this movie, but I didn't like it. I can't figure out how to talk about this movie, but I like it a lot. I think it's cool. And Tilda Swinton is very good in it. She gives the best performance. She's one of the only characters that has a really noticeable arc, and something changes in her, and she communicates so much through her Tilda Swinton face. She's great. Number 4, Amanda Seyfried for First Reformed. She's just quite sweet in this movie. A really endearing character, really well done. And number 3, Andrea Riseborough for Mandy. One of my favorite things about this movie was how at the beginning they established the relationship between Andrea Riseborough and Nicolas Cage's characters with these tender, sweet, little intimate moments. And they pull it off really, really well. Andrea Riseborough, very good in that. Number 2, Sissy Spacek in The Old Man and the Gun. She is so good at just being this character. It's very natural, it's very chill, kind of like the whole movie. She's quite believable and quite lovely. And number 1, and this is one of my absolute favorite performances of the year. This is Sakura Ando in Shoplifters. I love this movie. It's got a great ensemble cast, but Sakura Ando is the clear standout to me. She has a couple of moments of vulnerability that are some of the moments and images on film this year that are kind of burned into my brain. She's phenomenal. So moving on, let's do supporting actors. A couple of honorable mentions. Jake Gyllenhaal and Riz Ahmed for The Sisters Brothers. I saw this one just recently. I love Westerns. Both of these gentlemen are great in this. Josh Hamilton in 8th grade. Elsie Fisher carries 8th grade so heavily, and yet there are still moments from the film that Josh Hamilton has that really stand out to me. He does a great job, and one of my favorite things about the film is how the adults are clueless sometimes, just like the kids. Rafael Casal in Blind Spotting does a really, really great job with a pretty unlikable character, which is always fun. Nicholas Hoult in The Favorite. I said this in my review of The Favorite, but this wasn't a role that I would have necessarily pinned Nicholas Hoult for, but he is delightful in it. He's very funny, very whimsical. I enjoyed it a lot. And Olan Prennet for Mid-90s. This was a cool ensemble cast, a lot of good performances, but for me, the one that really just stood out was Olan Prennet. Very naturalistic, very unassuming, nice performance. Now, the top 5. Number 5, Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me? I was not nuts about this movie, but his performance is really phenomenal. A really whimsical character, but he also has some surprising moments of emotional vulnerability within that character that are believable. Number 4, Mahershala Ali for Green Book. he is so good here that I wish that he was the lead actor. I wish the whole movie was more about him than it is. A very character-driven performance, very specific and nuanced. Number 3, Sam Elliott for A Star Is Born. This is another one where, to me, Sam Elliott just acted circles around Bradley Cooper in this movie. And I like Bradley Cooper, he's great, but Sam Elliott here delivers, for me, the really punchy moments are all his. He's fantastic. Number 2, Anton Yelchin for Thoroughbreds. You know this, Anton Yelchin is one of my favorites. Rest in peace, he's amazing. And his last performance in Thoroughbreds was a phenomenal one. Very cool movie, very off-the-walls performance by Anton Yelchin, but 100% successful. I loved it. And number 1 is going to be Alessandro Nivola for Disobedience. His stoicism and his reverence in this film works as a nice foil to a lot of the emotional, raw material that kind of surrounds him. It's a beautiful, beautiful film, and he's really, really good in it. So, moving on, let's do the leads. The lead actresses. This is a heavy category this year, same as last year. This is awesome. So, some honorable mentions. We have Saoirse Ronan for Mary Queen of Scots. She's strong. She's authoritative. She commands this entire film. She's really good. Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born. I know that this performance is great because it makes me angry at the filmmakers for not letting me see more of it. She is so interesting to watch on screen. I think she's really, really good here. Carey Mulligan in Wildlife. I have a video about this film. It's a cool little film I feel like a lot of people missed. But her character doesn't always make sense, but I think that that's the point, and she carries it off well regardless. Elsie Fisher for 8th Grade. Elsie Fisher takes Bo Burnham's script and she uses the vernacular like it is her own, and it's beautiful. She's really good. And then I have Rachel Weisz, Olivia Colman, and Emma Stone for The Favorite. I don't care what the Academy says. These 3 are all the leads of this film, and I understand why they did that. It's all political. You don't want people from your movie competing in, all one category or whatever. You want to win as much as you can, but they're the 3 leads. Yes, Olivia Colman is a little bit more like the main lead, but they're all 3 of them. To me, these 3 performances are so essential to the film. They're all unbelievable. And I loved every one of them. I'm surprised that they didn't make it into the top 5. So that goes to show you how dope this top 5 is, starting with number 5, Toni Collette in Hereditary. I know there was a little bit of like an indie cult push to get an Oscar nom for Toni Collette for this film. It didn't happen obviously, but she is brilliant. She has a lot of high stress, really prolonged sequences that are insane, and the earnestness, the enthusiasm with which she approaches them is the only reason this film works as well as it does. Number 4, Joanna Kulig for Cold War. This was one I just saw really recently. It's absolutely gorgeous, and so much of it has to do with just the charisma of the 2 leads. They are electric. They're amazing to watch. They're really beautiful. Number 3, Yalitza Aparicio for Roma. This is such an intimate performance. We get to see so much of her when no one else is around, just in small little moments, the little nuances. And it's an absolute powerhouse, especially considering that it is a first-time performance from this actress. She is phenomenal. I can't say enough good about her. And then my number 1 and number 2, I can't choose, and I don't feel like I have to, is Rachel Weisz and Rachel McAdams for Disobedience. This film really, really has stuck with me all year, ever since I saw it. It's gorgeous and really affected me, and it's almost entirely due to the acting. The final scene between the 2 is amazing. All of it. It's just a masterpiece. It's really genius. They go through so much. There's a really nice arc, and yeah, perfect performances, just about. And the last one here, best lead actors of 2018. Some honorable mentions: John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix for The Sisters Brothers. This central ensemble of the four men that I've mentioned already are fantastic. Joaquin in particular creates a really tragic, kind of tortured character. Ed Oxenbould for Wildlife. This young man carries this film, and he is really, really good. He's very expressive. He's got a really great expressive face. He's really, really great. Joaquin Phoenix for You Were Never Really Here. The Man Is Back. I wasn't nuts about this movie. I thought it was good, but I thought that he was excellent in it. Very specific character. Lakeith Stanfield for Sorry to Bother You. Super cool movie. Very original. Lakeith's take on this character is identifiable and also frustrating at the same time. Really good job. Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody. Again, I wasn't crazy about this movie, but I genuinely do think Rami Malek's performance is lovely. Go watch my video for more on that. Sonny Suljic for Mid-90s. I'm a big fan of Mid-90s, and I think this kid knocked it out of the park. He's very good. He is very comfortable. Loved it. And Ethan Hawke for First Reformed. First Reformed is very cool. Ethan Hawke is in top form here. A really kind of post-Taxi Driver, toxic masculine character. So that's it. My top 5 now. And me and the Academy are really not on the same page this year because my top 5 have 0 in common with the Academy's 5 nominees. So here we go. Number 5, Thomas Cott for Cold War. Same thing with him that I said for Joanna Kulig. He is electric. He is just so easy to watch and really engaging. Really, he just took the part and made it his own. Number 4 is going to be Nicolas Cage in Mandy. And this is not an ironic rating. Go watch my review on Mandy for more on this, but I don't think that acting always has to be realistic. And I think that what Nicolas Cage does in this film is extremely entertaining and takes a certain amount of talent and takes a certain amount of commitment. And I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Number 3 is Alex Wolff in Hereditary. I straight up do not think enough people are talking about how good he is in this. Because granted, yes, Toni Collette kind of steals the show, but Alex Wolff is also phenomenal. He's really brilliant, and he has a lot also of really high emotion stuff, and he pulls it off really well. Number 2, Robert Redford in The Old Man and the Gun. This is the most charming performance I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's really, really good. He's just so, like, he makes the character so intensely and inescapably likable. And I think that's the point of the film, and it's brilliant. And number 1, my favorite performance by an actor, lead actor in 2018 goes to Daveed Diggs in Blind Spotting. I think Blind Spotting went massively underrated. And this, it's like the same thing I said for Sakura Ando. There's a few moments in this film that particularly have to do with Daveed Diggs' performance that are burned into my brain, that are just so, they just latch on to you and they don't let go. Daveed Diggs' performance is nuanced and intelligent and just really fantastic. Such a cool character, such a cool movie. So that's it. Those are my favorite performances of 2018, guys. Coming up next, I'm gonna have my top 20 movies of the year. And again, that'll be spoiler free. So please share this if you enjoyed it. You know, stick around, subscribe for more. Let me know what your favorite performances were, if I missed anybody, if I underrated anything or overrated anything. Thanks for watching. You're super cool. I'll see you soon. Bye.